Welcome to No Excuses. It is the beginning of March, and that means it is time to do a review of what happened in February. So yes, let's talk about February and what happened with my life, with my weight loss, and where I am at. February started out really well. I had some amazing plans. I was going to exercise. I was going to do this. I was going to do that. I had a figure in the back of my head for how much weight I was going to lose. Life was going to be awesome, and it was going to be a great month. But you know what? Sometimes life takes a different curve. And I'm going to actually to explain how curves go and how we respond to them. I want to talk about when I was training for a half marathon. Back in 2015, I was actually training for a half marathon, and I actually made it through almost the full training. I was running about 8, 9, 10 miles, and I was doing really great. In fact, I was like so badass that I even talked about how, man, I got a cold and I am running right through it, snot, and everything was great. And it was great until I ended up with pneumonia. Yeah. My doctor was like, yeah, I don't want you to run for at least 2 weeks. And I'm like, but no, I'm training for a half marathon. I got a half marathon in a couple weeks. And she's like, yeah, probably not. And she eventually did give me permission to start running after a week. I did try to run after a week. I made it around the block, made it back to my parents' house because I was living with them at the time. And I personally say that I just sat down on the porch. But my family was actually outside, and a lot of them say that I actually collapsed on the front porch. I ran around the block, not even a mile, and I couldn't do it. I finally made it inside, and I slept for 2 hours because I was that worn out. Yeah, I didn't run that half marathon. And that's okay. Because, I still went to Philadelphia where that half marathon was, and I had the best vacation of my life. I walked everywhere. I actually walked a half marathon pretty much every day. I walked that many steps, and it was great. I didn't do what I wanted to do, but I found out that life was still awesome, and I still did it. And that's kind of what February was, because a lot of my plans didn't really happen. So let's talk about what really did happen. So I started out February with my 2024 goal, and I had about 20 miles banked, and I was excited, and I was planning on banking at least 20 more for this next year. And everything was going well until the week my mother died. And then I didn't do anything for that week, and I used each one of those 20 miles. I literally ended up with a half mile banked at the end of that week. I used up every mile. I'm actually happy about that because I didn't go in the hole, and that's what the banked miles are for. So, that week used up all my banked miles, and I am happy to say that I actually got right back on the bike. I got right back into my tennis shoes, and I started banking miles again, started throwing my miles down. During the month of February, I completed 161.78 miles. At the end of February, I actually had 347.59 miles. I should have had 337. So in the last 2 weeks, I was able to bank 10 miles. That's awesome. So I've already actually recouped half of the miles that I used that week. For exercise, I actually did 18 formal planned exercises. Now, I do try to march in place a lot when I'm out with the dog, and I'm not counting that as formal exercise. I'm talking about actually doing the exercise flat on, working for it. And I did that 18 times. Once again, that's not bad considering I lost a full week. My purge project, which I've talked a little bit on here, my goal was not big. My goal was just to do 5 things. And I had purged a lot when we moved here 2 years ago, but it's time to purge again. And I actually did. I purged at least 5 things, probably more than that, but about 5. And this is going to be a real challenge because as we're cleaning out my mom's house, more things are coming into the house here. So it really is important for me to purge the unwanted because I am bringing in more stuff. The good thing about the purge is that I have been able to place some of my personal items onto Facebook Marketplace, and I have actually made $125. I'm going to actually call that a win. Purge and make money? Yeah, sign me up. Talking about that, let me talk about the free money, because I am counting that $125 in with my free money because it wasn't being used, and that's free money that I'm giving away. because I would have just thrown it away if I wouldn't have sold it. And for free money, I actually cashed in or received a total of $308.65. Now that includes about $105, $110 from a credit card that I did my cash back. That actually includes the $125 I used when I sold some stuff. That actually includes a lot of the store credits that I get for just basically giving them my phone number or my email. So you know what? I'll sign up for those things because that is a fair amount of money. Now, the $104, I actually cashed that in, and what I used that for was stuff around the house. I actually used that for the betterment of our plan for a homestead or self-sustaining. And so that brings me to my next project, the homestead. It is winter, so not a whole lot has happened on our property. But I am happy with some of the stuff we're doing. We're actually starting to make some plans. We're starting to get ready for the summer. We're starting to roll into it. And hopefully this year we will actually have the time and the health to actually do it. So in the month of February, I took that $105 of free money from my credit card, and I actually turned that into strawberries, grapes, and blueberries. Yes, I ordered the strawberries from my strawberry patch. I ordered 2 different types of blueberries, and I ordered some grapes, some bare root grapes. So I am super excited about that. We also did pick up some seeds for the garden. And the big one is I signed up for beekeeping class. So I'm actually calling it my beekeeper school because it is 4 weeks of classes once a week, and then it culminates in a visit to an apiary so you can have some hands-on experience. So I'm really excited about what we are doing for our homestead. Like I said, it's winter, so it's a lot more planning, preparation, and learning. So now to talk about the big one, the weight. Now, I actually went into the month and I was sure I was going to lose weight, and that is fine. But just like I talked earlier where the plans change, the plans changed this month. When I got the news that my mom died, my goal was to not gain during that week. And I am happy to say that I did not gain during that week. The problem is I left down my guard when the week was over, and I forgot about the fact that I was still going to be grieving. And I let my guard down, and I ended up the month gaining 1 pound. No, I'm not happy about that. But am I okay with it? Yeah, I actually am, because just like when I didn't run the marathon, something else beautiful happens. And grieving is part of loving someone. And so I'm able to look at myself and look at the love that I received from my parents, and I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. Is it okay for long term to keep gaining? No. But, you know, it's okay for me for February 2024. To gain a little bit of weight. It's okay. So what are my goals for March? I am planning on continuing to work on banking mouths for the 2024, and I'm hoping to actually have recouped all of the mouths that I used the week of my mom died. I don't really have a set goal of what I want to get, but I would like to be ahead by at least 25 miles, which I'm pretty much already there. So I just want to bank as many as I can and see what I can do. For weight, I do want to drop weight. That is my goal. I need to lose weight. I need to drop weight. I don't actually want to set a goal because, you know, your body loses the way it loses. But I would like to be into the next decade of numbers down. So we'll see where we go. I'm hoping, praying that that works. For free money, I don't really have a goal. It is all dependent upon what we do, where we go, how we live our lives. And so that is just going to be a mix of fun to see where we're at. And for the purge item, I do want to do 5 big items. And when I say big items, I mean, if I'm going to go and purge socks, one pair of socks is not counting as one. If I purge all of the sock drawer and get everything that I don't want out of the sock drawer and just keep what I want, that is a complete purge for me. So I want to purge at least 5 items and keep moving on. If I can sell them, that's even better. And if I can't, no biggie. If I just donate them, it's all good too. For the homestead and our property, I want to actually plan where we're putting our blueberries and our grapes because We don't really know for sure. I do know where the strawberries are going, and I want to clear out a couple more piles of brush, and I need to, do a couple little things in preparation for summer. Yay! But that is where we are at. So thank you for joining me. Have a great day. We are going to smash March. No excuses.